Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I am going to show you how to make a Caribbean chuck roast. It has got some tropical flavors in it that it's really going to be delicious. We have all of the ingredients for it, the spices that you need for it, so this one's an easy one, but it's full of delicious flavor. I've taken a chuck roast and we're making it different for you. All right, y'all, come on over here. We'll get rid of the crock pot. Let's bring over a cutting board and we're going to sear our chuck roast. When you sear your chuck roast, you get lots of flavor in it, nice color to it. You want to use anywhere between a 3 and a 5 pound chuck roast. I'm using a 4 pounder. Now it's got a bone in it, as you can see right here. This is a Wagyu chuck roast. Now we get it from a company that we always like to use called Ozark Valley Beef Company. They're up in Missouri. We've been using a lot of their beef products for quite a while now and really enjoy it. So if you're interested in it, I will link it down below. What you can also get with the Wagyu from the Ozark Company is 15% off discount code that they offer with my name. As many orders as you use. What we're going to do now is get this ready. I'm going to bring some flour over here. We're going to coat it. This will help thicken the sauce that we're going to make. It's a delicious gravy that they call it. That's this side here. We're going to run the salt over it. Lots of salt. Some black pepper. Lots of black pepper. Flavor this up. There we go. I'm using a large Dutch oven, or you can use a large pot. We're going to place it on medium-high heat. We want to get that nice and hot. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of cooking oil to the bottom. Let that start shimmering. All right, I'm just going to push in the flour and the seasoning. And we're going to place it upside down into our hot oil. Hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear. We're going to cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes until we get a nice golden brown crust on the bottom side of that. We're going to do this side here. More flour. I would say about 2 tablespoons on each side of the flour. Drag your salt across it. And your black pepper. While that is searing over here, we're going to get our vegetables ready. Now you want to really rough chop these vegetables. You want big pieces, as this is going to simmer most of the day. And you don't want to lose your vegetables or have them become mush. I've got 2 russet potatoes that we're going to peel and chop. 2 sweet potatoes. 2 yellow onions, about a medium size. I've got 3 or 4 celery stalks. And delicious garlic. Now this is going to be like the bed for the roast to sit on, and then this is going to go on top of the roast. And then we have a delicious gravy that we're going to make to put over everything. Don't forget to turn over your roast. That's what you're looking for. I'm going to add a little bit more oil to the pan. There we go. Another 2 tablespoons. Got the fastest peeler in the kitchen. Let's get these potatoes done. We're going to check the roast. If it's nice and golden brown on the other side, we're going to flip it onto the edges of the roast and start getting those browned. Oh yeah. All right, so we're going to hold it up for about 1 minute and rotate it around. Look at that bone. That's going to add a lot of flavor. We're going to turn off the burner. All right, let's get out the sweet potatoes. Get them peeled. All right, we're going to chop up our potatoes. Remember I said roughly rough chops. Now if you're using baby potatoes, you can leave those whole, because I'm chopping these potatoes up into that size of like a baby potato. And we'll do the same with the sweet potatoes. Now the sweet potato will give it that Caribbean flavor that we're looking for. Ooh, they're a little tougher to get through than a regular potato. All right, we've got celery. Already rinsed it off, cleaned up a little bit. 2 yellow onions. We're coming on down the line here. We're going to take off the ends, get that outer layer off. I'm just going to cut it in half, make some rough chops. That's it, about the size of the potatoes. We're fixing to do a Q&A show coming up in a few weeks. So if you have any questions about Catherine's plates, let us know down in the comments and we'll try to get them incorporated into the show. It's going to be a fun show. Got a lot of new people and we want to let y'all know about us. Now I'm going to grab 2 carrots, get those peeled, add that to the mix. Look at these carrots. They are massive. We're going to place half of this on the bottom of the crock pot. Now since we are using vegetables down on the bottom, we are going to spray the crock pot with some nonstick cooking spray. Sweet potatoes, russet potatoes, onions, celery, carrots. Make a nice bed for that roast. We're going to put on top. Let's top it with the rest of the vegetables. I have a lot of vegetables going on right here, don't I? We're going to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of minced garlic across the top. Now we got to make that delicious gravy. We're going to bring back over our pot that we cooked the roast in. We're going to turn it on to a medium heat. We're going to add in 14 ounces beef broth, 15 ounces of tomato sauce, 1.5 cups of orange juice, 2 tablespoons brown sugar, pack it in. Got some good seasonings going on here. We have 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1 teaspoon chili powder, 1 teaspoon dried oregano, got half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're just going to sprinkle that in. Don't be shocked with this ingredient. 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon cornstarch. Take a whisk, blend this together. You want to scrape down the bottom of the pan too, because that's where all the flavor of the roast is. We don't want to lose that. That's why we're making this in the pot here. Now I'm using a silicone whisk so I don't tear up the pan. Now I'm just heating this through. We're not bringing this to a boil or anything like that. Just enough to where we can get the bottom pieces up. Make sure you put a spoon to it, give it a taste. See if you need to add anything. I'm betting I may have to add some salt and pepper to it. Oh my gosh, I love that citrusy of the orange juice in there. That's delicious. We are going to add in some salt, probably half a teaspoon, and a black pepper. There we go. We're going to turn that off and pour that all over our roast and vegetables. And this will go all the way down to the bottom where the other vegetables are. Y'all got to give this one a try. I was looking for a different flavor for a pot roast or chuck roast, and I came across this one, and it sounded delicious. My husband cannot wait for this recipe. Let's place the lid on. We're going to cook this on low between 8 to 10 hours, or you can cook it on high about 5 to 7 hours. It all depends on the size of your roast that you're using. We want to make sure that the vegetables are nice and tender, and of course that roast needs to be fork tender. You can just go in there and just pull it right off. I'll be back. I'm going to show you what this looks like. Okay, I've got my roast plattered up here with the vegetables. It is so tender, that bone just came right off. We're going to pour some gravy over it. Look at that. We're going to give it a pop of color with some fresh parsley. What do y'all think of my Caribbean style chuck roast in the slow cooker? Let me grab a fork and show you how tender this is. Look, that's how tender it is. Look at that. This might be my bite right here. Those flavors in there, wow, if that's Caribbean, that's delicious. I know it surprised you when I put that cocoa powder in there, huh? All right, you guys, give me a thumbs up on this one. I'll see y'all on the next episode.